Hey, this is Pastor Dave, and this is your Monday Mojo. Hope you had a great weekend. So who am I? If you've been watching the news, you probably know I'm the guy in the Cracker Barrel logo. I don't have overalls, so this is the best I can do. Bonus points if you can tell me his name. His name is actually Uncle Herschel. Uncle Herschel was the uncle of the founder of Cracker Barrel, and he spent his life going around to country stores selling flour and learning about all those country stores, and that's why the Cracker Barrel set up the way it is. And it's set out in front of those stores. Most of them had a Cracker Barrel. This is not a Cracker Barrel, but you know what I mean. And a checkerboard and a rocking chair. And so now Cracker Barrel is making a change. They're going in a different direction. They're changing their logo, which means eliminating Uncle Herschel. Yesterday I saw one of my friends from seminary posted a sign that said, Cracker Barrel is learning what pastors who've tried to change the bulletin have known all along. Nobody likes to change. Nobody likes to change. The only people who like change are babies. You can figure that one out. And so Cracker Barrel is going through this moment, and it's become an uproar, and people are saying there's all kinds of reasons why it was done, and who knows what the motives were. Maybe it was just bottom line profit to make a new logo. But whenever you change something, especially something as iconic as your logo, and especially one that's as iconic as that logo, there are going to be people who are upset. I remember when M&M's used to be plain and peanut, right? But then they changed plain to milk chocolate. Everybody's like, why did they do that? It's just plain and peanut. So it's a part of who we are that we don't like change. It's probably because we get comfortable in what we are and who we are. But here's the interesting thing. In 2 Corinthians chapter 3, Paul is writing, and he's talking about the fact that in the Old Testament, Moses went up on the mountain, and when he went up there, he came down and his face was glowing, but it was starting to fade away. The glow was fading away. And so he would put a veil over his face so that the people didn't, A, have to be frightened by the glowing face, and B, be a little discouraged that it was fading away. And Paul says it's different with us. It's different with us in Christ. Because we now look at Christ, and what happens is, as we take him in, he changes us more and more into his image, being more and more like him, more and more loving, more and more accepting, more and more forgiving, more and more teaching and healing and present. And that doesn't fade away. It becomes more and more who we are. But that happens. The word used there, changed into his likeness, is metamorphosis. It's the same word that's used about Jesus when he went up on the mountain and his face changed and became glowing. And so it involves change. If we're going to become more and more like him, he's going to have to change us. He's going to have to change the way we think. He's going to have to change the way we feel. He's going to have to change the way we interact in this world. And just like Cracker Barrel, change is always going to be accompanied by a little bit of pushback, even within ourselves. So as you hear about, think about, or go to Cracker Barrel today and have yourself some fried chicken, understand that change is part of life, and for us it's a good part of life because he makes us more and more like him. Anyway, that's your Monday Mojo. Have a great week.